Well, good evening, folks. This is Sergeant Friday coming to you on the 3rd of July, 2024. And I'm probably not going to do a full stream tonight because we got this nice holiday here, and I'm going to get a little early jump on it since I took today off until next Tuesday. Um, but let's see, someone's in there. What's up there, Shaylee? And I have a nice clip from Mr. Carlin who kind of sums it up for me and pretty much how I view things, in all fairness. Um, and I thought it would be nice, to at least share a little bit of the deceased man's thoughts, right? Because we all know Mr. Carlin has moved on to wherever moving on leads you. We can't be sure, but, you know. And I'm starting to hear some horrifying things like your brain is alive for 10 minutes after you die. That's got to be a horrific experience. I don't know if I want to be a part of that. The hell's that all about? They say you die after 4 minutes with no oxygen, but yet your brain lives for 10. Not liking it. Not liking it a bit. But then again, why not? Who knows? Can't wait for it to happen, I guess. No hurry, but, it's a part of life that we're all going to have to experience one day. So I wonder what those 10 minutes are all about. What up, Snoopy? What up, Snoopy? What do we got going over here? We have a few people over on X. Thanks for the subscribers on X. As I had said when I opened the show, this probably will not be a full show. I didn't even try to hunt for my co-host tonight. I see that his queen of the moderation has actually got to show up, so I didn't want to pull him away from that if in fact he's in there doing something with it. Evening everybody. Good to see you. Good to see all of you. I didn't pay much attention to much of anything today when it came to world events, whether it be true crime, politics, or pretty much anything outside of the weather. I do have one hell of a nice tan, though. Woo-hoo for the tan times, Just hanging out in the pool, lounging like a billionaire, no care in the world. Making sure I get the sun evenly distributed. Oh, man, it's so difficult, but so awesome to be me. Co-host is watching boy bands. Oh, my God. He's watching boy band. Well, I guess, what's wrong with boy bands? What is wrong with the boy band? I don't know. I don't listen to them. But let's take a listen over here to see what Mr. Carlin might have had to share with us. While he was still on Earth with us, sucking the same air we all breathe.
Of the left more than I like orthodoxy of the right. The right-wing Christians are trying to control your behavior. They're trying to control the behavior of other people. The left-wing academics are trying to control the language and behavior of people. I don't like anyone trying to control and dictate to me from an orthodox standpoint. I just don't think it's what I need to be whole. I really think this species is a foolish, failed species that has organized itself poorly. And I think this culture in particular leads the way. I think we have put property ahead of people. We have put competition ahead of cooperation. And I don't think the balance can ever be brought back into line.
Really?
So my attitude is one of, I look at this species with pity and wonder, a combination of wonder and pity. Can't believe that they do these things. And I really feel sorry for them, but I don't identify with them. Abraham Maslow said, the really successfully self-actualized person does not identify with the local group. I don't identify with this country, with these religions, with this species. I really feel like one of the carbon atoms, and just watching the whole thing.
Really?
From out of we know what the Oort cloud is. The Oort cloud is where the comets gather outside the orbit of Pluto. And that's a safe vantage point. And I think artistically, it's the safest place because I've divorced myself from it. So I'm much freer in my comedy, I think, to say the things I need to say. Orthodoxy of the left anymore.
And so I can relate to what he's saying completely. I mean, I do intermingle in groups. I do partake in group things. And it's not just sex. But in groups, communities of different people on different issues, different topics. I don't want to conform to the religious right or to the lunatic left. I just don't. I think they both got it wrong. I think that that competition shouldn't be put before compassion. I think you can have both, and I think compassion could come first. I don't think competition has to be around. But I think a lot of the things that we consider unnatural or human nature are not human nature at all, right? I mean, you could teach a parrot many birds to talk, but that's not their nature. But if you teach all of them to talk, they'll probably continue to teach others to talk, and it may become part of how the birds interact. But that's not the nature of the bird. It's a trained fucking behavior. And even if it catches on for complete flocks of birds that are able to vocalize words, that would not be a natural condition for that bird. I don't think what we experience on a daily basis and how we interact and how we view things and how we're being subjected to the chaos we're subjected to is human nature. I think we've been lied to for thousands of years. I think we're being held back. We're being culled, and we're being manipulated. And the worst part is we do it to ourselves. They just build the road, and then we happily travel on down that road, and it's our fault we're where we're at. That's one of the things that I suspect many people, if they want to take issue with me, is to suggest that it was Biden, or it was Obama, or it was Bush, or it was this group, or it was that group, or it was the police, or it was. But just remember, nothing exists without us willing it to exist. We willingly allow these things to exist and surround us. We spend more time debating things about the Kohlberger case and the Karen Reed case that have actually no basis in anything that would benefit you or I. The idea either of these people are innocent or guilty is just irrelevant. It's irrelevant. There's no basis of relevancy for that particular point of view. Right? I don't really care about it, or even if you bringing up that Bullhorn Betty bullshit. I don't really give a fuck about any of them people connected to any of that. As a matter of fact, I'm in a sense, I guess I'm grateful Sebastian got the hell out of there if he did it on his own. Like I had said, I was out of my house at 14. I lived with a family unit that was as fucked up from the floor up as there was ever a floor to go up from. And it took me 14 years to figure life out. I didn't really get on the path to do anything productive and wholesome and good for myself until I was 28 years old. So some can say, and some would agree, and I would even tell you that there were many wasted years there, but wasted on what? Not conforming to society. And that's what we're trained to do, to conform to the society we live in. And to some extent, there's some goodness to that, but for the most part, it's just another way to take advantage of each other. And we play that game. We allow it to play out. Where'd you go at 14? I went and lived in a car near a high school that I attended, and I spent my days at school and wandered around and selling marijuana so I had money, and then slept in a car. Eventually, some friends that I had, their families let me stay with them. I moved from one place to another for a while until I was about 17 years old. And I found out who my real parents were, who did not want to have anything to do with me, but were in a pickle when I showed up at their doorstep. They had to do something at that point. So that's pretty much where my upbringing is. And look, I don't have any regrets or any remorse or even any anger about any of that anymore. I lived and learned, and it benefited me, as I pointed out in many ways. I don't care what people think, but when I say I have Asperger's, I have Asperger's. And I think that the processes under which I was raised, whether they were good, bad, or indifferent through the views of my eyes or others, had they not happened, I would no way I would be here. No, I don't want anybody to be sorry I had to go through any of that. I mean, that's the funny thing. There's nothing to feel bad about. I could tell you, I think I'm grateful I went through a lot of what I went through. At the time, no. The blame, the victimization, the anger, the pointing fingers. I went through all of that, folks. That's why I say when I look out at the modern world, I look out at the United States of America, and everybody's a victim. We've all been trained to be professional victims. And, for those of us that may in fact have been being victimized, the worst thing you could do is maintain that particular point of view when it comes to your daily life. We're not victims. We don't have to be victims. We don't have to conform with what's being put in front of us. We just have to have the balls to get together as a group and do something productive. And it seems as if there's no interest in that. No interest whatsoever to shake the chains of whatever it is we put on. You know, we put the chains around us, but I don't know what Carl is talking about. What did Carl say? Did I miss something up here? But I think things need to get shook up a bit. I personally enjoyed the drunk guy because it was different. Yeah, I don't know what topic you guys are probably talking from some other stream, so I wouldn't know what you guys are even alluding to. Nonetheless, let's see. Stop screen share. Let's see. Where the hell am I? Where the hell am I? Yeah, so like I said, this isn't going to be a full stream. Just because there's the holidays here. It's funny. It's the 4th of July. It's the celebration of our independence, and we're not very independent when you really get right down to it. I think it's some guy named JB was on Clue's channel and said a no word. There's no such thing as a no word. There may be when it comes to being censored on here. I got, without even mentioning the fucking word COVID, I got something attached to one of my fucking streams. I don't know who the fuck these people think they are trying to tell me what I'm supposed to think about something I've already got fucking figured out. I have a real fucking problem with that. It is what it is. A racial slur. So will you spick, wop, dago, fucking mick? Who cares? They're just words, man. They're just words. It matters not. It's just there is no wrong word to use. You could choose not to use it, but it don't make it a wrong word. Everything has been redefined in such a way as to be just ridiculous. Being racist is actually taking an act against a person, not calling them a name or act or avoiding them or not liking somebody because of their color. You're completely allowed to do that. And there's nothing racist about that at all. That's actually bigotry, and you could be a bigot. But if your bigotry carries over into interfering with someone's life, that you think you're superior than, better than, or they're lesser than you, if that behavior becomes part of your daily routine, then you are a racist and you need to be stopped. But having these feelings or these thoughts that are disparaging towards others, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's freedom of thought. And look, people are allowed to be wrong, and they're allowed to view their lives through the wrong lens, and or through any lens they deem is good for them. I don't really think we should ever interfere with that, whether we like it or not. I never heard of the guy, but he was different from the same old panel. Respectful. I don't know who the guy is you're talking about. JB Gunner, with JB Gunner. He was on the wagon for a while. Obviously, that wasn't going to last. It's a stunt. I don't know what. Why quit drinking if you enjoy drinking? Drink until you're dead. Who gives a fuck? Don't let society convince you it's the wrong thing to do. If you're doing what you're doing and you're supporting yourself and you're not harming others, then drink. Drink. Do whatever you want to do, so long as you don't infringe upon anybody else's existence. Unfortunately, most people that do these behaviors that are dealing with addiction are victims. And I went through that process when I was doing drugs. If my parents didn't beat me, if I didn't get molested, if I wasn't fucking thrown out at the street, I wouldn't be doing these drugs. It's their fault. Bunch of fucking bullshit that was. I lived it. I thought it. I embraced it. And then finally one day I broke free of it. And we all live like that, or not all of us, but all of us with addiction, I suspect, live like that. Until they don't. Not all of them don't. Anyway, look, we have the 4th of July. And we all gather around like we're free and independent, yet not any of us do anything to ensure that the promises or even the ideals. Let's put it this way. I'll use the word ideals. The Constitution was written with ideals. These were ideal scenarios. These were ideal situations. It wasn't written and then just put into practice. And we've forgotten that as a nation. We think that the Constitution applies to us and always has, and it does not. It does not. It was a goal. It was something to work for, to make real. And the people are the ones that can do that, not your representatives that you put up there. Right? And so, we live in the situation we're in now as a direct result of us either forgetting or what have you. I don't think For instance, I don't think the Ten Commandments should be affiliated with religion. I think the Ten Commandments should just be affiliated with humanity. I don't care what you think, what your view of science and all these other things are. I think treating people fairly, not sleeping with someone's wife, not murdering them, not stealing. I think that should just be a human law. Why does it have to be passed down from some kind of creator or God? And why aren't more people that believe it came from God more accepting of people just were to accept it on the words that are written and not be concerned with where it originates, right? How being drunk and slurring is different from being high and taking and talking nonstop and analyzing everything. People only cook about burgers and brats. Well, that's kind of true, I guess, here on the weekend. Here on the long weekend. Man, I bet you I was in the pool today for about 4 hours. How many of you had the ability to just luxuriously lay around in your pool, read your book, talk on your phone, talk for 4 hours in your pool? And I do it like every day I can. So we're talking several times a week. It's fucking awesome, man. Living like a billionaire, and I'm just a regular guy. I just think it's fucking awesome. Yeah, people do overanalyze. I'm guilty of that. But I don't know if I'm overanalyzing or I'm thoroughly analyzing. So there's a fine line between the two, I would suspect. We do have to welcome 29 viewers on Twitter, or should I say X. Thanks for joining us there on X. We have 2 people on Rumble because Rumble is I don't even know what to say about Rumble. And then in the tube of views, we have 17 of yous in here. It's amazing though. To some extent, I do get more views on X than I do on YouTube often, and I think that's because I was a big part of Twitter during the Trump administration, before, during, and then no more after. I walked away after. I don't know. I didn't take anything aimed at me. Huh? No, I didn't take anything aimed at me. I was just saying I see what you said, and I questioned myself with that. Do I overanalyze it? I think the answer is yeah. I certainly do. Yeah, but I didn't take it as a slight. Yeah, someone likes to drink and drive. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you're driving like a Barbie car in your own yard. Have at it. Not today by the pool. It stormed. Yeah. The pool rocks, man. Where do you race? Just like street racing or track? I do both. Street racing and track. There's a local airport that they allow us to actually drag race at. And I go there. That's the closest thing to a street race that you'll get because it's not a professionally prepared racetrack. Where on a professionally prepared racetrack, my car would go even faster than it does because one of the problems with a high horsepower car is traction. Getting the dead weight moving. That's your challenge when you have a fast car, to get something from standing still to moving to 130 plus miles an hour as quickly as possible. Your big struggles at the starting line. And the race is won in the first 60 feet, folks, believe it or not. Usually, not always, but the propensity of the times. Out of 100, you could say probably 90 or more of them are won in the first 60 feet of a quarter mile, which is 1,320 feet. You would think, well, that doesn't make sense. That by winning the first 60 feet, you carry it to the end, and that generally is the truth, folks. Generally, in the first 60 feet is where you know who's going to win that race. Now, it's not all the time, but so often and so regular that it's safe to say that the race is actually won or lost in the first 60 feet. And I just like the danger, the fear. I got a 45-year-old car that has more horsepower than they ever dreamed of putting into the car. It's all modified. It's got all the best parts you could put onto this chassis, but it's still a 45-year-old car. The squeaks and some of the rattles that it has because of its age, it's interesting, and it is a bit terrifying, you know. Let me see here if I got. Let me see, what do I got here? If I even have any of that. Yeah, I think it would be kind of cool if I do have something I could show up on the screen, folks. I may have shown this before. I don't think I have, though. Enough of that. That's the upgrades. A, B, yeah, no, I don't have it on this drive. Business boot. I don't think I have it in here, but it is worth finding because it's interesting to see. Tune up in global folders. Yeah, somehow not in there. I have so many damn things, man, that it's absolutely insane when it comes to drives and different things stored. But let me just see here. We'll take that out. We'll put this up. I'll go through a couple of these drives to see what, if anything. Wait, it should be right on the. No, it's not on this desktop for some reason. I don't know why I took it off. All right, those are pictures of the car. I don't want that. I don't want that. Let me try one of these two. Just bear with me, folks. I didn't suspect I was going to have a ton to say tonight. And yeah, that one's apparently empty. That's fine. Let's see here. There goes another one. Give this one a shot. See what it says. Why are they saying they're empty? Yeah, so there's two of them that are being read as empty, which shouldn't be empty. They should be full of data. And yet they are not. So we're going to have to find out what happened to these particular thumb drives. The thumb drives that are no more, they're not working, but they better be working. Somehow I got to recover them because there's a lot of business files on there. And I don't know why this machine is, it's showing all of them as empty. I don't know how that could be possible. There's no way all these drives can be empty. I find that to be a little, I'm flabbergasted. That's a wonderful word that you never get to use. Being flabbergasted. Yeah, it's showing this one has it's reading this one. It's the vet Anthony A. B. Shelford. No. Well, at least that has all the business stuff still on this one. Huh. That's interesting. I got 3 things to worry about later. Could be worse. Could be worse. I could have more things to worry about other than just them 3. Let's see. Is it on here? It's got to be an exciting stream for you folks. There's no big amounts of chaos or drama happening. Let's see. Media. No, not on here either. Well, that's kind of sad. I know it's on the other computer, but I thought I got on the other computer because I happen to have these drives to teleport it with, you know? Open folder is going to be empty for some reason. All right, well, so much for that, folks. You're not going to be able to see. You're not going to be able to see the car. I was going to put the car up there and show you in a race, but no. That is not going to happen today. Yeah, it is definitely an adrenaline. It's absolutely quite intense. Be behind a wheel with that kind of power. And you know, the numbers don't really mean anything. The experience of being in a vehicle, it's just highly overpowered. It's just hard to explain. It's quite the rush, man. It's literally quite the rush. So let's see here, 924. We'll go for a few more minutes. I can't believe that these drives are not being noticed here. But it is what it is. Well, you know what though? I may have I may have it available if I go this way. Hang on. Let's see if it shows up in here. Yeah. Let me see here. I think I am going to have a copy of it. Let's see here. Yeah, I do have a couple of videos here. Not exactly the one I was hoping to show, but I do have what I think to be something I can screen share. Hang on. No. Well, that was my other car. Anyway, fuck it. We don't need to worry about that. Maybe another night. And it's very unsettling to see that the videos themselves that I had are unavailable to me. I do have one of the C8 in there too. Anyhow, someone added to their story. I really don't care. Where were we? It's a nice break from the drama. Yeah, that I can't really get into all the drama, man. I try to keep my life as drama free as possible. It's not easy. Everybody loves it. It sells. I guess there's something to be said about the hot to it girl, right? It sells. And look, that's fine. People find they find joy and pleasure and stuff like that. I don't see anything wrong with that. I do find problems in the tragedy pimping of all the stuff that we do see, you know. But other than that, you know, it is what it is. I'm surprised it isn't in here, to be honest with you. The anyhow, Dino printout. Nope. Yeah, that's very disturbing to me that these company cartel for church picks. No. Let's see here. Yeah, that sucks, man. It does suck. It sucks that we don't have a banana today. You know what I'm saying? Because we all could use a banana. Pardon me. Oh, well. So, let me get out of here, close that again, and get back to the stream. Yeah, so it's 9:28. I'm glad the tragedy pimps are being called out, but yeah, enough is enough, I think, with some of that. It's just kind of crazy. It's just kind of crazy. And we're not calling out any of these improperly processed people that are in front of trial courts. Juries are being selected on cases where the basis for the charges don't even make fucking sense. And yet we're all going to argue over to who's guilty or innocent because we're apparently a creature with a low level of IQs that don't want to look into the details or the facts of the fucking problems. Okay, it is what it is. What are you going to do? So let me think here. Yeah, so it'll be 9:30. We'll close out the stream. I didn't even notify. Let me see if he even. No, he didn't text me either. So yeah, my co-host is co-opting or something. Co-burgering. He's killing it somewhere else, I think. Because they are taking these people to trial and shit. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like giving me a fucking massive headache. But the best thing to do, and that's just so you know, that's if I am a very frustrated person when it comes to seeing what we do with each other online and how the internet is being used the way it's being used. It's very frustrating. It's why I got away from politics. People just don't want to. They want to go with the group think. They want to go with the popular topic of the day. They want to hang out with the people to get the most clicks and whatever, and that's fine. I get it. But you know, meanwhile, who was that guy too? This guy, I brought him up the other night, man. He's worth watching on this particular topic. What the hell is his name? Anyway, he was talking about us all getting together and trying to do something before it's too late. And I think that guy, I think that guy's a genius. And he has quite the what do you call it there? Quite the following. Yeah, JB Gunner's out there streaming. Good for you know, alcohol for alcohol's sake. I say, you know, keep it up. Not the Pascal show. What was this guy's fucking name? I'm going to tell you this guy's name because he's Not the Pascal. Forbidden knowledge. I believe that's the guy that pointed out. Secret location of the whole. Yeah, he does a lot of different stuff. And I'm not like down with all of the stuff that he does, but a guy like this can show you things and bring you places you didn't even know existed. But the other day he was being pretty upfront and current times, talking about us all having to do something before it's too late. And I heard a little feed of him saying that, and I was impressed. I'm glad someone that many followers is actually making statements like that. You know, shoulda, woulda, coulda, always after the fact, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't, these they wear me out, right? All the personal stuff, it just gets out of hand, and a lot of people love it. That's fine. I just don't. I try not to invest. If you notice, I try not to invest much time on that. I have, and I do it at points. It's hard not to, but sometimes it's funny making fun of Butthole Betty. But there's only so much I think. So much play on something like that. In any event, so we're at 9:32. I just wanted to come out and wish everyone a happy holiday. Yawn at you because I spent so much time floating in the pool. And tell everybody have a good holiday, be safe, blow some things up, just not yourself or your loved ones, and that's about the best we can do for this holiday. In the meantime, I am going to sign off and find something to do that will scare me, which is generally get out in that car and stomp on the gas in an inappropriate place, time, or area. Folks, it was good coming up. Good to see you out here in the audience, and thanks for coming out. We will see you again after the holiday. Probably we're looking at next Monday. Have a good one.